Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. 3-year-olds taking their first baby steps on the road to the Florida Derby and perhaps beyond in race number 10 at Gulfstream on Saturday, the one-turn mile, $100,000 Mucho Macho Man Stakes. It anchors a very strong card at Gulfstream on Saturday, and you can bet the entire extravaganza with a DRF Bets account. Sign up at bets.drf.com, receive a 300% deposit match. Here's the field for the Mucho Macho Man. Again, 3-year-olds going a one-turn mile for $100,000. Your morning line favorite is the number 4, Code of Honor for Shug McGahee. Debut winner at Saratoga Sprinting. Don't hear that very often for a Shug-trained 2-year-old. And then the Champagne, nothing went right. Went to his nose at the start. I thought for a second the console was going down.
Yeah, I did too.
And he was able to right the ship. He then took a lot of dirt in his face while saving ground. He came to the outside. He ran really well to be second. And then nothing's gone right.
Yeah.
Sick before the Breeders' Cup. Shug didn't want to run him in the Remsen, I guess, off a substandard workout. So here he is. He's found the right spot.
100% true. I can't argue with any of it, Dan. I mean, he's just one of those horses where if he runs to what he looked like as a 2-year-old, he's just going to be really tough to beat in here. If you want to take a shot against him at any point, I guess this is the time to do it because, as you say, things since the Champagne just haven't gone right for this horse. If he's ready off the layoff, he's going to be super tough in here, but this might be the time to catch him.
Are you worried, if not now, down the road about distance with this horse? I mean, his dam was a graded stakes winning sprinter. I think she won the TCA. This is a half to a very early, precocious 2-year-old sprinter named Big League. The sire, Noble Mission, the jury's still out. He was a turf horse, basically. Are you worried about the distance?
I would be. I'm not worried about the distance of this race, but as time goes on, absolutely. I think that's what you really have to be worried about. So far, he's shown that he can really run for Shug, but as distances get longer, we'll see how he handles that stuff, but that's down the line.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. Code of Honor is the number 4. I don't know if Shug wants him last in the early portion of this race, but again, there are some fast horses in here, including the expected pace setter, the number 3 Trophy Chaser, who just sort of exploded onto the scene in start number 2, earning a 96 Beyer speed figure, winning by almost 16. That race was over a sloppy track. I thought he ran okay in the Champagne, all things considering, stepping up in class, stretching out in distance on the ship. And last time out, he just caught a buzzsaw and Improbable, who came back to win the Low Sal Futurity. Didn't like that he didn't change leads in the stretch, and I kind of like him shorter.
Yeah, I wasn't encouraged with his street sense necessarily. He held second after Improbable blew. Yeah, but there wasn't really that much going on. I'm with you. I didn't like the way he was finishing in that race. His Champagne, a little bit of a trip in that race. Not that it cost him really anything, but it certainly wasn't perfect. He was visually impressive when he broke his maiden, but it just sort of feels like he really liked that wet track. Catches a wet track on Saturday, I suspect you want to take his chances very seriously.
It's the rubber match between the 1 Garter and Tie, the 2 Well Defined. Well Defined was no match for Garter and Tie, going 7 on September the 1st. Then Well Defined smacked Garter and Tie, going a mile and a 16th on September the 29th. Well Defined found the Breeders' Cup Juvenile a little bit too tough. He was 9-1 that day, based off that 91 Beyer speed figure 2 starts back. Listen, if you believe the 91, he's a fit in this race.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how much I believe it. It'd be interesting to see what he does here, because I guess I could go either way on him. It just sort of felt to me like when he got that 91, just getting to the front made all the difference in that race. Personally, and I don't love either the 1 or the 2 in this race, but based on their meeting in the Affirmed going 7 furlongs, I'd kind of just much rather have Garter and Tie, because I didn't see any way that Well Defined shouldn't have won that race. Just loose on the lead, clear in the stretch. It just felt to me like if Garter and Tie had somehow come up short in there, you would have been like, well, he ran really well to be second in there. But he was able to run this horse down. I just thought that was a good win and maybe a bad loss for Well Defined.
And that's kind of Garter and Tie's thing, though. He's a really determined game horse, because it looked like he was in deep water on the turn last time out as the 4-5 favorite in the Smooth Air Stakes. Looked like Marcassi's Super Jackpot was going to grind it out and hold him off, and Garter and Tie just refused to lose. I mean, he thrusted it, Super Jackpot parried the first one, and then Garter and Tie came and got him late. The problem I have is the Smooth Air's just come back woefully bad thus far.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that. I mean, it's not like, as game as he was to win last time, and I'm not sure that any of what's happened since then really reflects on this horse.
Oh, no.
But Super Jackpot certainly didn't flatter him the other day in New York.
Dam was a multiple stakes winning dirt router. Gardner and Ty is the 4th black type earner out of that dam. Gladiator King's the 5 stakes winner at Tampa Bay in the slop last time out. Earned an 83 Beyer speed figure that day. This is a horse that has a good amount of speed, and he's got a solid pedigree. It's by Curlin. Dam was a graded stakes winning sprinter. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this horse is forward, but he's going to be chasing Trophy Chaser, and that might be in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that seems like his running style. He's certainly a pretty good horse. He hasn't done anything wrong really so far, except when they took their shot in the Remsen, and that didn't work out. I doubt he wants to go very far. The mile, as a matter of fact, might even be too far for this horse. But based on what he's done on the track, you know, it's not like you could really knock him. He is what he is. He's probably not a graded stakes horse or any kind of a stakes horse, but he's okay.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Mucho Macho Man Stakes. You're going to go with a slight upset. You like the number 6, Mijos, in this race. This horse caught one of the livest maiden races of 2018 when he was 3rd behind Vacoma, certainly graded stakes class. And then he one-upped it last time out with the addition of Lasix for Jimmy Jerkins. I love this outside post position, and with his pedigree, I am not concerned about the distance.
Yeah, he's supposed to. You're not supposed to worry about a mile for this horse. We'll just see if he's good enough to beat a horse like Code of Honor, if Code of Honor runs his best race. I just feel like maybe he's catching that horse at the right time. And I personally like both of his races. I thought he ran well first time out. They gave him a little time after that race, and I thought he came back with an even better performance last time. I like that he was just able to sit in behind horse. He held his position in there, but you could see Rajiv, by the time they got to the turn, he was like, I got to get him out of here. He just took him out widest off the turn in there, and I love the way that he finished in that race. I thought that was a really good performance. I think he'll get the mile, and I think maybe he's catching Code of Honor at the right time.
6-4-3 for Mike. I'm going to go 4-3-6 in the $100,000 Mucho Macho Man Stakes, one of several stakes races at Gulfstream on Saturday. Bet them all with a DRF Bets account and the 300% deposit match that goes along with it. Find out more at bets.drf.com. An approximate post time for the Mucho Macho Man, 4:41 Eastern. Good luck.